and that's this. So this is very much like just long shot of a nebula or something in space, like that kind of very classical sci-fi thing. So this is the first Double Fine game that I've written music for. One of the cool things about Amnesia Fortnight and Double Fine in general is the ability to kind of branch outside of your kind of official role and do other things that you might have a facility for. So it was really exciting to be able to do that on this. And then I'm also doing some of the music implementation. So I, yesterday and today, hooked up a kind of basic adaptive music system where you can tell it what like the danger level is and whether the player has like upgraded his bass or whatever, and then it will adjust the musical layers in correspondence to that. So I've been kind of digging into the code a little bit and forcing my non-programmer self to wrestle with that stuff to make that work. The feel I'm going for is kind of classic, sparse, spacey sci-fi stuff. So I don't have any direct reference, although JP has provided me with some reference that I've not listened to yet. So I need to get on that because my hope is to have a few different tracks in the game that the player can choose between at any given moment. So maybe when I start working on the second main track, it'll be more informed by JP's reference. I've done 2 tracks. This is the most developed one, and this is the one that actually has the additional like danger levels and upgrade layers. So this is just the base level. And then there's, on top of that, there is a danger layer that can be set arbitrarily by the game at any time. So I'll kind of push that up a bit. So what I was going for there was kind of, I wanted it to sound like klaxons and crazy alarm sounds, but to have an actual musicality to it. So it's in the same key and tempo as the actual track, and it has little embellishments in it that you wouldn't actually hear in an alarm system necessarily, but I wanted it to call the player's attention but still be listenable as music. And then there's another layer which is like the upgrade layer, which is a little more subtle because the player might be listening to it for long periods of time. And so that's this. It's more just an additional, I'm boosting it way higher than it would be in the game, but it's more just to fill it out a bit and over the course of the game, create the sensation that the music is building a bit as the player is building his bass. And so we haven't really figured out what actual state changes in the game are necessarily going to correspond to these things, but presumably it'll be stuff like when there's a fire or a hull breach or something, that's when the danger music starts coming up, and like maybe once the player hits a certain population threshold or area of the base, then it'll start introducing the upgrade layer. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do with that stuff. Yeah, JP has heard this track, and he has not heard the like upgraded layer because I didn't even realize he was in the office right now. It's on Saturday right now, and I didn't know he was here, so I hadn't showed it to anyone yet. Exclusive for 2-player productions. So no, he hasn't heard that part, but he's heard the main track. Yeah, everyone on the team has heard the main part. Yeah.
And they're good with it?
Yeah, no, people seem to like it. Yeah, next thing is to actually listen to the reference material that JP put together and see if this sounds anything like it. I'm not actually too concerned if any additional tracks diverge from this a bit, because the whole idea of having multiple tracks is that if the player doesn't like this one, he can just hit a button. That's already in the game working. You just hit a button and it'll just cycle to the next one. And so ideally those will actually be relatively different sounding, just to allow the player to hopefully land on something that they like. Because with a simulational game, you never know how long play sessions could be. I mean, there are people who might just sit here playing this thing for 8 hours straight. So I wanted to be able to at least give them some choice there.